Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning. I bid to all of these amazing teachers out there. We have Madam Julina Mary Parnabas, Madam Rashida, Madam Punita, and the rest of all of you. Welcome to my classroom story sharing session with me, Madam Haja Aisyah binti Haji Othman from Pusat Tingkatan 6, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Keladi, Kulim, Kedah, Darul Aman. Behind the scene is my good friends, Madam Aniza binti Abu Samah, Master Teacher for Business Studies, also from Pusat Tingkatan 6, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Keladi, and she is the Guru Inovasi Tingkatan 6 for Kedah States. Congratulations, Cikgu Aniza, for your good job. All right, so everyone, welcome to our session. Well, actually, I'm waiting for my colleagues, for my friends from Desa Murni Form 6 College, whereby we are collaborating for this agenda. So how are you, everyone? I hope you are in a ping of health, and I know you are busy with your schedule. Thank you for being with us today. All right, so I would like to say thank you to Desa Murni Form 6 College for giving us this golden opportunity to share our classroom stories for today. So ladies and gentlemen, you might be wondering, who am I? So I would like to share my screen just to start the session, okay? This is a coffee talk, meaning that Madam Norshila, if you want to ask me something, you can just put out your question. Madam Rosanna, if you want to add something, you can do so, okay? So I would like to have two-ways communication. All right? Okay. All right. So I'm going to share the screen now. Okay, so everyone, welcome to my classroom stories from Madam Haja Aisyah binti Haji Othman, my action research. We also are going live through my YouTube channel, Teacher Aisha. I have been sharing my classroom project with other teachers in my YouTube channel, so please feel free to check it out. And later of the session, I will share my link so that you can also have a peek at my TikTok account, Instagram, and also my Facebook page. Ladies and gentlemen, so what is action research? Now, stay with me. Do not go anywhere. So this is actually the theme for today's session. I would like to express my utmost gratitude to Madam Nur Aisha binti Abu Hassan, the principal of Desa Murni Form 6 College. Thank you to my principal, Encik Jaafar bin Mokhtar, pengetua or the principal of Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Keladi, and also Madam Sharifah binti Cik Hassan, my colleague or my partner for this program, and also not forget Madam Aniza Abu Samah, my technical officer for today. Thank you, Desa Murni Form 6 College, Muat Unit teachers for having me today. So as I remind you all earlier, this is a coffee talk, so feel free to ask me anything. Don't be shy. All right. So if I would like to ask the viewers out there to write down your name and your institution. Okay, we have Siti Norizan. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Madam Siti Norizan. Madam Nur Aida binti Ibrahim. Good morning, everyone. Madam Puvaneshwari. Yes. Okay, so just please write down your institution and the states that you are presenting so that we know where you are from. Okay. All right. So I'm just sharing my experiences with all of you here. This is a humble sharing. So I'm not saying I am the best or whatsoever, but I have been in your shoes in the sense that I was there in the tunnel looking for lights. You see, I was there looking for an example of a good quality of action research on how to embark on my project with my students. So for this year, 2020, I had involved with Inovasi of Majlis Gurung Cemerlang Selangor. And during that innovation program, they had given the silver medal. And then I also had shared my work with a conference of Pendidikan dan Penyelidikan Kebangsaan from Matriculation Center KPM, and they had given the gangsa, yeah, pingat gangsa or a bronze for this project. And then I also involved with 30th Malta International Conference this year, and they gave Basil Vijayasuriya Award for creativity in language learning. And Alhamdulillah, for this year as well, I did involve with the Edufluencer 2.0 program from Planning and Development Unit, Ministry of Education, Malaysia. All right, so these are the sharing session that I've been through for this year, and I am looking forward, teachers out there, if you need help, if you need collaboration regarding English language from 6, from 1, from 2, reach me, find me on my social media account later, okay? I've been there. I need help. I was looking for help. So now I would like to share the experiences, the sharing session with all of you. Okay, teachers? All right. So, yeah, Madam Norizan from Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Tunku Ampuan Najihah. And then Madam Purvanashwari from SK Taman Mutiara. I always see Madam Purvanashwari from SK Taman Mutiara everywhere, yeah, during the session. Very familiar name. All right. Do we have anyone from Desa Murni? Anyone from Desa Murni, please tell me, where are you, Desa Murni team? And Madam Sharifah binti Cik Hassan, are you there? I'm looking forward to say hi to you. All right. So for this session now, we will be answering all of these questions, 5W and 1H. And this had been introduced by my former principal, Tuan Haji Ahmad bin Baharudin, with this 5WH. He really stressed on this in anything that we do, in the sense that when we want to start our project, these are the questions that we have to ask ourselves. So I believe we are trying to answer all of these questions for today. If we do not have the time, you can join my Telegram of Kajian Tindakan and Inovasi in my Telegram. Now, yeah, excuse me with the noise, because we do have additional soundtrack. Okay, teachers and friends. All right, so this is my link. Okay, this is my link, my TikTok account, Facebook account, YouTube channel, Facebook page, and also I have Muat Digital Classroom with the students all over Malaysia. And lastly is my Instagram. I hope teacher Aniza will share with you later. All right. Okay, so straight to the point. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm telling you now, this is not the best example of an action research. This is not the perfect one, but this is my way of doing it. And I have been doing it for years, 2 or 3 years now, because we started this action research a long way ago, but the methodology or the methods that we are using it now is, this is the basic. All right. So basically, these are the things that to be included in our action research. All right. We have 1.0 previous teaching and learning reflection, 2.0 research focus. Okay. And then 3.0 research objectives, 4.0 target group, 5.0 research implementation, and the list goes on. Now, I hope you can see my screen clearly, or do I have to make it bigger? I'll try. Okay. Now, if you would like to know the details of it, or you need the information, don't be shy. Join my Telegram later. Then, inshallah, I will share the information or the related files. All right, so basically we do have 8 sections for this detailed action research, because usually we will do the complete version of our action research before we embark into any action research conferences or innovation competition. All right, so this is the full paper. I believe some teachers, they love to write. Some of the teachers were being forced, probably by the administration or by the PPD, to write. But don't worry, if you think you love writing, go on, go and write. But if you think you prefer to do something else, that is also okay, because we want all the teachers in Malaysia to be happy, because happy teachers will lead to happy students. Am I correct? Okay. All right. So I would like to say welcome to Chung Galmin. Good morning. I am from SJK Sisin Min, Sungai Petani, Kedah. Hello. All right. Okay. So this is the table of contents, everyone. So ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the paper that I've wrote. Okay, this is what we call Gramka, sorry, Gramka and Grammar Kit for essay writing. Now, for the topic, um, there will be 2 versions, yeah, because some researchers, they would prefer, now I'm talking about the topic. If you are getting ready with your pen, if you're getting ready with your pen, the topic should be, wait, here. The topic usually will be written like this. Number 1, some of the researchers, they want to be catchy and simple. All right, like this, Gramka and Grammar Kit for essay writing. This is one version, version number 1. Version number 2 for topic, sometimes they would have the title, okay, plus the students involved. Okay, for example, I am teaching Form 6, so I will put for Form 6 students at SMK Keladi, all right? And then also they will put their intervention or the project or the activity. Okay, some researchers, they would not prefer to use intervention. They would love to use activity. Okay, so what is actually the intervention is your project, right? Your project. Okay, so this is about the topic. All right, you are given 2 choices. One, a simple, straightforward, but catchy, you know. And number 2, the title would be longer, and you want to put your title, your student involved, that is your target group, all right, and also your project, all right? So this is about the topic. And your abstract should be referred to the audience, in the sense that the organizer of the competition, okay, some of the organizer would have 150 or maybe 200 or 250, depends on the organizer. What should it be in your abstract? Okay, so the first part of your abstract should be the general statement of your research, general statement, okay? So here I am discussing about writing and grammar, so I will talk about writing and grammar. Okay, so what are the things that you want to mention to your readers? All right, next, you might want to put the objective of this action research. What is the objective of your action research? Okay, so number 1 is the general statement. Number 2 is your objective. All right, and then number 3, you might want to discuss about your intervention or your activity. Okay, your activity. Okay, I am open to the floor. If anyone's want to add information or want to ask something, you just stop me. Yeah, excuse me, Madam Aisha, can I suggest you do this and whatsoever? Okay, right. All right. So that is the intervention or activity. Next, you have to mention about your methodology, how you carry out your action research. Okay, so that would be your methodology. For your information, for our normal action research, meaning that classroom based, one cycle is sufficient enough. But if you're planning to do your PhD, the Sifus or the Master G of mine, like Dr. Satira Ahmad from IPG, Sultan Abdul Halim, the Queen of Action Research, Madam or Dr. Zaila Zainuddin, Pensyarah Cemerlang Jusasi, Dr. Shafiq from University of Brunei. Just to mention few names, we still have Dr. Amirul and other expert from UUM. If you want to continue your PhD, usually your cycle would be 3 cycles and above. Okay, 3, 4, 5 cycles. Okay, that is a PhD stories. But today we are only talking about our classroom stories. Okay, let us take our baby step first. All right. So now you want to write about your target group. Okay, this is your target group. Okay. And then how many students? Usually we will carry out our action research for 5, 3, 7 students. But for this action research, I was doing my error analysis for all of my students, for everyone. So I mentioned here my error analysis is for 57 students, but my action research will only analyze 5 students. Okay. Now, the next one would be the data collection. Data collections means how do you collect your information. So in this research, I have document analysis, and this is usually our exam script in our class or school, students' exercise book, or maybe their mahjong paper that they did, or any online program that you can get the information on the data on. Okay, so that is document analysis. And then I had one unstructured interview. The differences between structured and unstructured interview would be unstructured, maybe you might ask a random question, and structured interview, you might already design your question. And also observation. Observation can be in the classroom or during your Google Meet session, or maybe your Google Classroom. Okay, depends on your research. All right. Okay, so what else? Is there any question? If you have anything that you want to ask, please type in the YouTube. Wait.
Good morning, madam.
Yeah.
I'm Sharifah.
Yeah.
Okay, my question is, how do you choose that 5 student out of 57? You said just now you were doing error analysis in the classroom.
Yeah.
Okay, you are doing it. You did with 57 students,
Yeah.
but you choose 5 for your action research. Okay,
Yeah.
how do you choose that 5 student? What are
Okay.
the criteria? Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, madam, for the question, Madam Sharifah. All right. It depends on your research objective. All right. Because usually we have a mixture of student abilities in our class. So we might want to know the performance of the good one, the mediocre, the medium students, or the average and the weak one. So you can select your own target group, or you only want to analyze the good students. So it depends on your objective, because this is our story, right? This is our class, this is our students. So what is the objective of your project? We want to improve our students' abilities of proficiency. So it's up to you. It's really up to you. Okay, Madam Sharifah? Is that all right?
All right. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Madam Sharifah binti Cik Hassan, is it?
Yes.
Hi.
So sorry. I got something on just now. We have another program going on, so we just finished. So I came in quite late. I do apologize to you. I'm so sorry.
No worries, no worries. I am presenting. I cannot see your face now. Later we catch up. All right. Okay. So let me continue with the keywords. Usually we will write 4 to 5 keywords. So for this case, I have writing, grammar, action research. Okay. So usually 5 keywords, and here I only wrote 4. All right. So let us go to the next one. Previous teaching and learning reflection. Now, for previous learning and teaching reflection, what are the things that you have to remember? Number 1, it's a story. When it is a story, you use I. You're telling people your classroom's scenario. Okay, and action research is a reflection of your teaching and learning. All right, so we want people to read our research, and this is the uniqueness of action research because it is not like experimental or DDR and other types of research. And that is one of the reason why I really into action research, because I can share my story with other teachers, because we do not know out there probably a teacher from Sabah or a teacher from Pahang who needs help because we are lack of ideas, and sometimes we got stuck, we got burned out, on how to carry out our session in our classroom. So we want to know what other teachers in Malaysia are doing. So this is one of the way. But if we want to read the typical research papers online or whatever available printed, it's quite texting and academic. So come on, teachers, join us. Start your action research now. Okay. So that we can share our experiences, and we can improve our teaching and learning process for our professional development, but importantly for our student. Okay, let us go back for the previous teaching and learning reflection. So you have to write at the beginning of this part the background of your research, meaning that I'm giving myself as an example. So I will talk about MUET in Malaysia, okay, Malaysian Examination Council. Then I will talk about writing because I am discussing about writing. I will talk about grammar. Okay, when we are talking about this part, you might want to relate this to rules and regulation from MPM, okay, Malaysian Examination Councils. And for probably mainstream teachers, you want to relate it with your syllabus, okay? So for this part, I'm talking about my background of MUET over here. All right, and then at this part also, I want to highlight some of the researchers' work. Okay, for the research, it is better for you to find the 5 years research, the latest, meaning that now is like 2022, so 21, 20, 19, 20, 18, 5 years, the latest. If you cannot find any research that related to the 5 years, go on. Just find whatever you have, because if it's not there, what to do? Okay, so you must have your own ground on how to explain the things that you're doing. You must know how to explain if anyone question, why you're having the old school or the years, so yeah, it should be reasonable. All right. So I'm telling about my story here. Okay. I have been encountered the same problem year in, year out. Student had numerous grammatical errors, not able to write correct sentences. I bet all of you out there having the same scenario like what I'm having now, right? Okay. That is the previous teaching for the introduction. Okay. It's actually the introduction. All right, so I just write here, it is also introduction, but to be specific, we have to reflect on our teaching, okay, about our students, about ourselves, about our syllabus. Okay, this is our story. Okay, so usually to make it easier, because sometimes when we look through at the research papers, we want to be quick, so we have to put diagrams. Okay, we can put diagrams so that people will understand what we have been saying up here, over here easily. So I simplified everything as teaching and learning reflection, numerous grammatical errors, unable to write correct sentences, limited usage of sophisticated vocabulary. I would like to express my utmost gratitude also for one of my sifus, which is Dr. Hairul Hafizi, Dr. Hairul Faizi from IPG KIK Ilmu Khas, because he had organized free of charge class for action research, and he did organized 3 cohort. So I was in his cohort 2, and we met at the Edufluencers conference last month. So thank you, Dr. Hairul, if you're watching this later. All right. Okay. So let us come back here. So this are the detail. Okay. So when we are saying things about our classroom situation, we want to explain more. So I explain here about my classroom observation. Okay. I found out. So you see, this is our story. We are telling story. So you tell the story. Okay. You must use the word I. Okay. And then I also interviewed my students. These are the things that we have been doing every day. Teachers, you don't have to do any specific hard project or whatever it is. You just write what you have been doing in class every day. You mark and check the exercise book of your students. You mark and correct the exam papers, and you can transform all of that into an action research. All right. Do not have to do any specific project, because some were saying, teacher, we do not have time, Madam Aisha. It's very time consuming. Yes, you are correct. It's quite consuming, your time, because we have to do the write up. But the feeling you got it after you have finished or completed this write up, and then when you share with the rest, with other colleagues, and also when you have print out the hard copy of your work, the feeling is priceless. Okay, especially for those who love to read and write. All right, and also for this one, when you are doing your reflection, you might want to put the things that they have said. Okay, yeah, so this is the differences of action research versus other research. All right. So I have to go very fast. We only have another 30 minutes. This is only the introduction, yeah? Okay. So this is another part of my reflection, my document analysis. Okay. So we have to mark our students' essays, right? So this is it. It is our document analysis. So this is the students' essays. I just mark them and snap a photo. One more thing, teachers. I would like you all to make it as a habit when you are teaching your students. As for me, we are teaching our students. Form 6 their cell phone at school. So when ask them to record or to snap photos during the activities, okay? Because from these documentation, we can use it for our action research, and you can also share with other teachers on your social media. And yes, it's very useful and handy when it comes to do the write-up. Okay, and next is our research focus. Research focus is where you are telling your reader what component or which part of the skills that you want to focus. Okay, all right. So I'm telling them this is about MUET. Okay, my STPM students, they have all of this listening. Okay, so now in this action research, I'm telling them the component of writing is being examined. Okay, the research focus, you are telling stories. Remember what you want to do. You tell me what you want to do. Okay, the research focus, so this is the research focus. Tell us, the readers who are keen to know what you have been doing with your students. All right. Okay, so that is the research focus, what to do. Okay, which skill. Okay, what. All right. Now, research objective, usually it will be 2, and this is most of the this is the part that most of the students, sorry, most of the teachers will ask, what is the differences between general objectives and specific objectives? So it is self-explanatory actually. General is the overall view of your research. Okay, overall view, and the specific objective will concentrate on your skills. All right. For this one, I want to identify the language errors, and then I want to introduce one intervention. Okay, and this is the general objective, is to improve their writing skills. Okay, I would like to check the YouTube for a while, yeah, because just now I saw somebody wrote that can other teachers from outside KPM to join? No, yes, can join, no problem. Okay, yes, can join, no problem. All right. Okay. All right. So is there any question so far? Come on, two-ways communication. Just share anything, or do you want to ask any question at the moment? No? You all become very quiet now.
I think you're doing fine. Just go on.
Yeah, because I'm talking to myself.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you for your
Yeah.
response.
Yeah,
All
welcome.
right. Next, our target group. Okay, so like I mentioned just now, we have 57 students. This is specifically for my error analysis. All right, so you might want to put the details of it. And then 5 students are chosen here. Okay, for your information, it's up to you. You want to use present tense or past tense? Up to your preference, yeah? Up to your self actually. Okay, so this is the intervention. Target group is simple. Who? We are trying to answer the question, yeah? 5WH. All right, so okay, now research and implementation. I think this is the tricky one for all of the students. Okay. I mean the teachers. All right. Research implementation. Okay, so for action research, the popular one would be Camis and McTaggart. All right, 1988. Camis and McTaggart. All right, and then this is how it looks like. This is Camis and McTaggart, and we do have Sussman, and the rest you can Google and see. But usually we will use Camis and McTaggart. So this is the process of our action research. Okay, this is to answer the question of how. First, we have to do the planning of our activity or intervention. Then we have to carry it out our intervention, that would be in phase 2. After that is our observation. Our observation would be in the data collection, okay, and data analysis. All right, action would be our intervention. Okay, for the teachers who are not here, or if you want to share with your colleagues later, go on. We will upload in my YouTube channel and we will make it public, yeah? All right, and then reflection is your flashback of your teaching and learning and your students' reflection, okay? Your teaching reflection, students' reflection, and how the learning process goes on, okay? So again, to make it easier, we put it in table, yeah? So this is cycle 1. As I mentioned before, for teachers, 1 cycle is enough. But if you think you want to inject another intervention, or you want to carry it out the second activity using the same action research, you can repeat the whole process again, and that would be cycle 2. All right, remember, if we want to pursue our studies and PhD, it would be 3, 4, and maybe 5. All right, so you will explain here planning, what should you do? All right, what is to be done, action, observation, reflection. Okay. All right, so whatever we want to do is actually based on our reflection, because we want to solve our problem. Okay, for example, in this action research, I want to solve the problem of writing, especially when they are writing question 2 for MUET writing paper. All right, so this is the planning. You have to think about the activity that you want to carry it out. Okay, and action is when you implement, all right, in your classroom. Okay, observe here. Like I said before, this would be your data collection and data analysis. Okay, and reflection is flashback of what happened. Sharing session. Okay, tell the stories. Tell stories. And sometimes people would ask, um, if our project is not successful, how? It's okay, because it is not the way to examine the effectiveness of your activity or intervention, but it is to reflect on your teaching and learning process. Okay, what happened to your student when you do this? What happened to your teaching methodology, teaching style when you did that? Okay, that is the most important thing to improve our teaching and learning process and indirectly improve our students' proficiency. All right. Okay, so this is planning in details. All right. Remember, this is only the summary of what will happen in this part. So you will put your problem statement here and what is your intervention. Okay, problem statement, your problem. Okay, you tell the reader what is your problem. And usually we will take this back from our teaching and learning previous teaching and learning in our introduction. Okay, we want to relate that. You take back the information from your introduction. So again, you see the word I is there. All right. For the literature review, as per Action Research, you might want to put few, but you don't have to put a lot of it. All right, because we want to know more about your story. Okay, so just to share with you, this is the grammar calendar that I introduced to my students. Okay, we have this one stand calendar whereby when they want to write their essays, they will look at the rules of grammar here. Okay, and this is the grammar metrics. They will put down their notes and their ideas here before they complete the 5 paragraphs essay, because I am teaching average students, so I have to really help them, assist them to write. Okay. And in this table, I will explain on how I implement the activity or intervention. Okay, this is how we implement the activity or intervention. Okay, so again, I will ask 5WH: how, what, why, who, where, when. Because personally, I think by asking this question, we will cover everything for the write-up. Okay. And again, I'm sharing this as what I have been doing. I'm not saying this is the best or the correct way, but you might want to do this if you think it suits you. All right. So this is the action, the details of it. But usually when we want to submit our papers to the conferences or competitions, we do not have to include all of these details. This is only for our reference. Okay. So this is again the time. So what I suggest to all of you out there, when you're doing your project, you keep a diary or your Apple gadgets to write the things that you have been doing. So when you want to do your write-up, you have your references. Okay. Okay. And next we go to observation. Observation is how you analyze the data. All right. You analyze the data, and this is from your class. This is from your students. All right. So here I want to identify the grammatical errors and sources of errors. So I use document analysis. Remember the student essays. You can use student scripts. All right. And their answer sheet or exercise book. All right. We don't have to create anything new. You just use whatever you have been doing every day and turn it into a write-up. Okay. And then I want to evaluate the usage of the grammar calendar and grammar metrics. by the interview session. Okay, and then how to examine the progress of students using the grammar. I will use observation in the classroom. When we are teaching, you snap photos, you take a short video, and from there you can do it also. Okay, I just want to add more instrumentation or tools to collect your data, which is interview, for recording, video analysis. Okay, video analysis. Just to share with you again, um, I did educational TikTok with my students, so I was using their videos to analyze. Okay, so we did video analysis. Okay, and then you must also provide the rubric or how you analyze the data. For example, if you want to discuss or investigate about speaking, right, from Muet's speaking skill, you might have to share the rubric or the schemes on how you evaluate your students. Okay, so it is depends on your research. All right. Okay, so now is the findings and discussion. Findings and discussion is the story about the feedback. Okay, the feedback of the project, the responses from your students, okay, and what did they say? All right. So for this case, first I identify the errors first. So I would like actually, Teacher Sharifa, if we can have a collaboration whereby if you are doing the analysis of your students, I would like to know what is the result of the analysis, because I think generally for our context for Malaysian students, these are the thing. Okay, number one, I found out that singular and plural form is the first ranking, followed by the usage of root words. Okay, so this is the data that I collected during my marking with my students. So when I was marking the paper, I will jot down all of these errors according to the frequencies. Normal calculation. You just count 1 to 3, just make a simple table and just count the frequency, and then you will get the data. Okay, this is what we have been doing, but you have to put some effort. That's right. So again, it's up to you. All right. Okay, so there were 8 types of errors. Okay, so these are the errors, and these are the examples of respondents' errors. Okay, I give the details of how they wrote their sentences wrongly and how they should write it correctly suggested. Okay, it's not necessary to be like that, but how it will look like if it's to be corrected. Okay, no question from the audience in the live chat. If you have any doubts, just type the question. Yeah. Hi, Madam Rohaya Abdurrahman. Good morning. My good friend from Pusat Tingkatan 6 Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Keladi. How are you, Madam Rohaya? I'll see you later. Okay. Okay, and now is the examples of document analysis. Again, this is my student's script. All right. So yeah, those errors. This is normal scenario for our students. Okay, so what are the sources of errors committed by the students? The detail of it. Okay, a simple calculation of frequency. I did not do any SSPS or statistical evaluation. No. All right. Okay. So after we introduce the activity, how is it going? I do receive some errors, of course, because I thought we can eliminate the error, but some of the errors will become fossils and they keep repeating the same one. But it will help them to write better essays and to make some correction of the errors. Okay, I am still looking for other colleagues or other teachers who has good way on how to eliminate the grammatical errors. Okay, teachers out there, if you have the effective ways, come and share with us because we need help. All right. Okay, so these are the students' scripts. Okay, so I put here, there are still some writing errors over here. Yes, because that is the story, that is my story. Okay, that is my story. And these are the responses of the students. For example, it helped me enhance my grammar knowledge. I will look at the grammar calendar before doing the sentences. And for the grammar metrics, always remember the section, okay, and so on. All right. And these are also the details, the difference of exercise 1 and exercise 2. We do not use pre-test and post-test, but we use exercise 1 and exercise 2, or practice 1, practice 2. All right. And I'm telling the story again from the document analysis, what happened to these 5 selected students. Okay. And this is the ranking. After the intervention, there are still errors, but the amount had been minimized. Okay. And this is the last part, the reflection. Okay. And again, we construct a simple diagram, because usually we will have 3 types of reflection: student reflection, number 1; teacher's reflection, number 2; teaching and learning reflection, number 3. Okay, so I'll put the diagram first and then I'll start to tell my story. Okay, this is the story. The teaching aid help them to identify the correct rules of grammar. It become a point of reference. Okay, they claim that when they want to write the argumentative essays, they will refer to Google Calendar and Grammar Calendar and Grammar Metrics as a point of reference. Okay, and then from my observation, okay, remember action research is from first person point of view. I discover about a student who does not fully understand the grammar calendar because of the usage of abbreviation. Okay, so I can improve my activity or my technique later. Okay, so these are the things that we got the information from the observation. Okay, from our classroom observation, from our document analysis. Okay, and also from in the interview session. Okay, regarding interview, you might want to do the Google form as well, and you can ask question, and sometimes some of the researchers say this can be regarded as an interview also indirectly, or you can directly ask your students the question, and then you write down the answers, or you just distribute the question to your students and they will write it. Okay. And the teacher reflection, as a teacher, I will always feel proud and awesome if I can share new methodology to improve my students' learning strategies or process. From my observation too, I need to develop an improved version of grammar calendar. Okay, tell your story. Okay, so this one, at the first stage of this action research, I guess students will eliminate all the grammatical errors as they have learned the language since day 1. But unfortunately, my expectation is too high, or I rather say I am too ambitious. You know, my student do commit on the errors, but it will become minimized. This is one of the action research that I do learn a lot. Okay, and then yeah, I discuss about the term of fossilizes and innate in them, because I think other teachers also face the same situation. All right, and this is the reflection of teaching and learning. The summary of what happened between me and my students in general in the point of view of teaching and learning, which is our classroom. Okay, teaching and learning would be our classroom. For teacher would be our feelings, yeah, teacher's feelings, feedback, how do you feel, you know, this is our side. And for the student is how the students feel. Okay, this is the student's reaction, student respond, and how the students think, okay, what they think about this. Okay, and the student usually enjoy the session in the sense that they will say, oh teacher, we have to do that, you know. Oh teacher, you ask us question, they will feel happy and appreciated. And we will say, can we have a mutual agreement that we want to do this research, you will be in my research, and they will say, okay teacher, no problem. All right, things like that. Okay, and then during the process also, you will strengthen your relationship with your students from heart to heart, because they will tell their stories. Teacher, it's too many grammatical rules to remember. Teacher, your grammar calendar is good, but too many information in it. We have to memorize, all of the stuff. All right. And then the last section would be the future research, the things that you plan to do in the future. Okay. It can be regarding the same skill, or you want to share the other skills that you want to do in the future. Okay. And your conclusion is the summary of the whole thing. All right. The summary of the whole thing. And next, the references. I have the details of the references on how to write according to APA. I can share in my Telegram group later if you need it, because we do not have time for now. Followed by the appendix, okay, appendix 1, and then usually we will put more photos, more information in our appendix. All right. Okay, so this is the output of the project or the activity. There's still some minor errors. Okay, this is the process of their doing it. Okay, they will transfer the information to memorize. This is the product after the intervention. Okay, right. That is the full version of my paper, but this is another example of the summary of it, or the simple version of it. It's only like 12 or 15, because we have to cater the requirement of the organizers. It's actually the abstract of whatever I did in my first write-up. Okay, in my first write-up. So I just extract whatever I need, and I have to simplify in the sense that I just copy paste whatever necessary. I do not have to rewrite again. I will not rewrite again. I just choose the things that I want to share according to the requirements by the organizers. Okay, and it's always useful to put back the responses from the students, because researchers, we need to share the findings with our readers. Okay, and the very last thing that I want to share is um my arm. Okay, it's here. Whatever I have been telling, guys, is actually here. One page information. All right, I just make it smaller to make it one page. And again, if you want this, I can share it in my Telegram. You just say yes. If you want it, guys, in the live chat, please type yes. Okay, so this is the summary of whatever I have been telling for 1 hour. All right, Madam Sharifah, can we have the Q&A session maybe? I'm going to stop my presentation, I think.
Yeah, sure. Yes, sure.
Okay. All right. I'm sharing my
All right,
link
thank you.
again. Okay. I believe Cikgu Aniza already shared it in the YouTube. Cikgu Aniza, please share the link with the audience in the YouTube. And also everyone, please fill in your SPL KPM form, and also give some feedback to us. Don't worry, my feedback form is straightforward and very simple. Only 3 questions. All right. And yeah, copy paste my link. Check it out. All right. That's all. I will stop presenting. Okay, now, should we have a photo session? No one wants to switch on the camera? Never mind. I will print screen now. Hello, Dr. Shamini Siva Vikaraman. Where are you from?
Good morning, madam. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Roslinda from SMK Convent Klang.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet everyone here.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, hi. I have a question. Okay, when we carry out our research, our action research, I'm thinking of carrying out a research on the confidence of students while they speak in English, especially among my Malay students, because they lack confidence when we ask them to speak in English. So
Me too. Don't worry.
yeah, yeah, we share a lot of
Common.
things.
Yeah, madam. Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I would like to ask you what kind of tools that I could use to measure my students' confidence level, because the examples that you have presented just now are tools that can easily be measured, right? Like writing, and then we can evaluate their sentences, the quality of their paragraphs, things like that are easy to measure. But when we ask them to speak, what kind of method of measurement do we use to
Okay.
carry out our action? That's my question.
All right. Thank you, Madam Roslinda binti Ahmad. Thank you very much for joining us. Okay, first, I would like to comment is that yes, we love to do research on speaking because that is the main problem of our students, their level of confidence. From my experience, remember, Madam Roslinda, I do not have my PhD in action research. I only did my master's project in speaking, and we do have the tools or the instrumentation. You just have to look at the research who is using the instrument of, for example, they have a questionnaire to examine or to check the level of confidence. Okay, so you can go to the research papers that have the instrument, or if we do not have that, you might want to check the PhD's thesis. But I do have a specific instruments to check the level of confidence during my master's project. If you want, I can share. Just PM later. But my advice to other teachers, I know we are interested in that specific topic or whatsoever, but if possible, try to choose the area that is easy for you to find the instrument. Okay, like the easiest one. But don't worry, for speaking, I did my research paper on speaking also. I did presented for the national Form 6 level. We did mock interview, so we did the speaking test, but that was more on the output of the students. How I did not measure the level of confidence because it is quite abstract. I do understand because I've been there, Madam Roslinda, but we do have the instrument to measure the level of confidence. Otherwise, and all these PhD candidates, they will not the research. They will not do their research on level of confidence. Is there? We just have to dig. Okay, Madam Roslinda, PM me for the helps. No problem. Thank
Yeah,
you.
okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay. Anyone else? Otherwise, we can stop because the session is only 9 to 10. I know you have your other responsibilities or duties. And I just check my Telegram, make sure everyone here, you join so that we can communicate later. Kajian tindakan. Okay, we do have 12 members here. All right, welcome everyone. Okay, so Madam Sharifah, thank you very much for having me from Desa Murni College, Form 6 College. Please unmute yourself. Don't worry, it's happened all the time.
Okay, all right. Okay, we from the Samuni
Thank
also
you.
are very glad to have you. It's a very fruitful session, definitely. And actually, though I'm teaching, I'm also the Setiausaha Pendidikan Kajian Tindakan for this college. So what you have shared with us actually is something that worth sharing to all my teachers in the school, in the college also. Is actually something that is more simplified and simpler to understand and very clear cut of what we need to do compared to a few we have been actually this college we have been to a few sessions of action research, but definitely honestly truly from my heart, yours is very clear cut, very specific to what we need to do in the classroom. And when you use to share classroom stories, it definitely hit the jackpot. Now we know where we are. Okay. Thank you so much. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, because like I told you all before, I've been there. You know, I was struggling to write. I learned by myself. It was my experiential learning. So I've been there. Saya tahulah macam mana rasa, macam mana nak tulis soalan, you know. Macam mana nak tulis learning objective. Macam mana nak tulis soalan research. I've been there, so I understand. So I was saying to myself, we give what you need, you know. I will not share PowerPoint yang macam-macam and whatsoever, no. I will straightforward bagi soalan bocok lah, kita katakan, teknik penjawapan for our students, answering technique but for you guys, I give the right top techniques. All right. So I think that's all for today. Thank you very much. Cikgu Aniza, I think we can end the live session. Thank you very much, everyone out there. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye. Okay, Madam Sharifah.